Thanks for joining us live with Miami's Community News. And our guest today is Jeanmarie Massa from Miami-Dade County Solid Waste Department Recycling Manager.
Yes. Hi.
Okay.
How are you?
Good. You're always so friendly and such a big smile. And today we're going to be talking about recycling and how we can all get a lot more involved with it. All right.
That would be great.
Yes. So first, tell us how long you've been with the county in the recycling division.
Oh my gosh. Since 2008, since our program started with the blue carts.
So most people have blue carts at home and they have green carts.
Yes.
So on the recycling, we talk about what goes in the blue
carts. Yes.
Mine is in such perfect condition.
I'm so impressed.
All right. So the green ones are pretty well beat up, but my blue one is in great condition.
But you use it, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
So frequently when I go to the store, typically the drug stores, they want to give me the bag.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And over the years when I was younger, I would take the bag and the receipt and I would hold it in my hand, make sure they didn't like accost me as a 20-year-old that was trying to steal the deodorant or something. Now I said, no, you keep the bag. All right. Because what do we do with plastic bags once we've taken them from either the grocery store or from the drugstore? So tell us about what people can do with them before they ultimately dispose of them and how we're going to dispose of them.
Okay. I use plastic bags a lot. I have 2 kitty cats. So every single plastic bag that comes into my house becomes a kitty litter bag device that goes to the garbage. And so I really use my plastic bags. But you can use them, they're like the perfect size for the small waste
Yes.
baskets in your house. So they can be used as liners. They can be used to put all kinds of stuff in. The only thing they can't be used for is recycling.
Okay, so the average guy, age 60-ish or so, is used to throwing all their stuff in a can somewhere. All right.
Okay.
All right. But tell us, number one, where the plastic bags need to go. Right?
Okay. If you're going to use them, which is fine, their ultimate destination after you have used them for whatever useful thing you can think of needs to be the garbage.
Okay.
Yes.
What can does that go in?
That would be, for us, the green can.
All right. So plastic bags, when you're done with them, go into the green can.
Right.
So what happens?
But you know what? I can't believe I just thought of this while we're talking. They can be recycled, not in your blue recycling cart, but if you look at the grocery stores, when you walk in, everyone I've ever walked in, there's a container going in saying plastic bags. So they can be recycled, but not with Miami-Dade County, not in your blue cart.
So part of this process is the culture shift that's occurred. Right?
Yeah.
And it took, I don't know, 30 years or 40 years to be able to care a lot.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
And I think a perfect example what happened earlier Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where there's some folks that were renting or had a big yacht on Biscayne Bay.
Yes.
And so they wound up, it looked like they were just dumping the balloons directly in the water.
Oh my God.
They weren't flying away.
No, they were not helium-filled balloons. No,
right.
they were just regular. Yeah, I think that it had been used to decorate the boat, obviously, and whatever the event was over. And yeah, he just like popped them all and let them all fall in the water.
They wouldn't put them in a plastic bag and dispose of them. So they wound up getting arrested.
Oh yeah, because
Good.
Oh my gosh, yes, good. That the sea animals eat that. I mean, dolphins, fish, turtles. I mean, all kinds. They do not belong in the water at all.
So I've been around animals my entire life, and part of our responsibility is to protect them as much as we can from eating and clawing at the wrong thing. So plastic bags, people can take them to usually the grocery store. There's a big container out front. We take that and you can put it in there, or they can take it and put it into the green can. Why if those are recyclable, why can't they go into that other color can?
That's a great question. And I'm sure a lot of people are saying the exact same thing. Okay, because we have what's called single stream recycling, which means, I don't know if you remember back before 2008, everybody had 2 little bins. Yeah.
Flower pots.
Kind of, could be.
According to my friend Horst Falou.
Could very well be. And so what we did there was you put paper in one, and in the other was bottles and cans, basically. So everything was separated. And if you put something wrong, like shoes or something in the little container, when the driver got out of the truck to pick it up and put it in the truck, he would just like kick it out on your lawn or leave it in the container or whatever. But it never made it to the recycling facility. But now with single stream, which is so easy because you just put all of your recyclable materials in this wonderful cart with wheels, wheel it out to the curb every other week. It's really easy to put the wrong stuff in. So when it gets to what we call the materials recovery facility, which is where it's separated, any kind of loose plastic, balloons, heaven forbid, plastic bags, they jam up the equipment because people think, oh, it goes on a conveyor, which is, yeah, true. And then they think of a conveyor as a flat rubber or some kind of movement going along. But the conveyors at the materials recovery facility are actually made out of steel, and there are holes in them. And the whole idea is to let like broken glass or small pieces of like bottle caps fall through, and they're not flat. They actually are, it's called a star screen. So it looks like things pointed up like this. So the whole idea is everything kind of bumps along and it separates it out. But plastic bags and any kind of plastic like that wraps around.
So speaking of wrapping around, years ago, I went to Sears and I bought a wood chipper.
Oh.
And I thought that I could chip Areca palms.
Oh.
It's not made for that.
No.
Because it's all wet. And then
and
what it's
stringy.
do? It's like string, like the plastic would jam up the machines, all right? And so we're having a good time today.
Okay, I'm having fun. So
so I call up Sears and they go, no, this is for wood, not for that very wet stuff.
Right.
And then exactly what the plastic would get wrapped up,
and you'd have to like dig it out. Yeah.
Not very much fun.
No. And didn't work well either, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but people think, oh, we just dump everything into whatever the cans are. But if somebody doesn't know which is recyclable, which is not, what should they do?
We're trying to make it as easy as possible. I hate to say this because I was really, really against saying this when we came up with it, but I'm not against it anymore. When in doubt, throw it out. If you are looking at an object and you're saying, I don't know if this is recyclable, don't put it in the cart.
Right. So when that goes into the green can, they take it to the facility.
Right.
Do they also go through it first before they decide what happens to it?
Well, at our waste to energy facility, there isn't a lot of separation at the front. The material actually goes on conveyors into a boiler where it's burned, and which produces steam, which produces electricity. But on the way out, the metal is not consumed. So the metal and the aluminum are all pulled out at the end, which is pretty cool.
Okay, and let's talk about the plastic water bottles, of which I go and I see that we're still consuming them.
Yes.
So what happens? People know for sure on the water bottles, Gatorade, and all those other products, they can put those in the blue dumpster and the blue can.
Yes, the blue recycling cart bottles are fantastic.
All right, and they don't have to take the top off?
They do not have to. However, I would advise you, especially with the water bottles, just give them a little squish and put the cap back on because you can save room in your cart. Don't make a hockey puck out of them. I know you're strong enough to do that, but it messes up the materials recovery facility because it's optical sorting, and the optical sorting is not a person, it's a machine, and it can't tell the difference between a hockey puck and the plastic that's squished like that.
So the manufacturers across the country, maybe across the world, responded many years ago when they started using thinner plastic.
Yes.
All right. The old days, you could put it up, you could like hit it, nothing. Now it's like, okay. And we all got used to it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
right?
It is cool.
Yeah. So let's say it gets recycled, these little plastic bottles. All right.
Right.
What happens to them?
Oh, that's a very good question. Might need a little more research, but I'm pretty sure that most of the plastic bottles get made into new plastic bottles.
So it goes to your facility and then you bundle it, you put it all together?
Yeah, it goes into a baler. And I have to be honest, not our facility. Our contractor Waste Management, the private company, owns and operates the materials recovery facility. But the bottles are all separated. They go into a big thing called a baler. It's like a trash masher, but it's not trash. It's valuable plastics. So it comes out in a great big
These
not
are like
really,
4x4s.
yeah, really big and heavy. And manufacturers buy that material because it's good material to make new bottles out of. So pretty much they become new bottles.
And I understand sometimes that plastic is turned around pretty quickly. Within a couple months, it's back on the shelf.
Yeah. Aluminum cans are something like 4 weeks or something crazy like that.
And it's funny you should bring up the aluminum cans. And now those are very light. Before you'd have to be a He-Man to be able to squish them.
Right.
Now you get your granddaughter. Go ahead and squish that thing. Okay.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah, I know.
So tell us about a new truck that the county now has.
Yeah, I am so proud to be with the Department of Solid Waste Management. I know it sounds crazy, but I really am. So we got our first electric garbage truck. It is the coolest. So yeah, not
okay. So do they go to your house and plug it into your light bulb?
No. They and this is not my area of expertise, but it gets plugged in like overnight and ready to go in the morning when the garbage trucks go out.
It's amazing how that shift is well into the big change.
Yeah.
And we see with the manufacturers, they're talking about in 10 years, some of the big manufacturers aren't going to be making any new gas vehicles.
Okay. That's going to be interesting.
So as I look, I've been driving trucks for 20 years. And as I look down the road, I'm thinking, okay, maybe my next one's going to be electric. All right.
You're electric. Cool.
All right. I'm getting close to it.
Yeah.
I like so many people want to be concerned with fuel.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, so what does that mean? Now within a half a mile at any time, you can go get some fuel for your vehicle.
That's right. Right. Yeah.
And now we have to plan it a little bit more.
Right.
But there's a whole generation that already does that.
Yeah.
And they know how to do it. My son lives in one of the condos downtown. And then when he drives, it's valet parking. They look at it. They plug in it overnight.
Wow.
And in the morning, it's
ready to go.
Way to go, Jeff.
Cool. That's great. Yeah. And there's places along the way. I mean, there's even, from what I understand, and like I said, not my area of expertise, but from what I understand, there's like groups of people, like now it's even more known, but like a year ago, people that had electric cars, you might have like a group of people who would let you come stop at their house if you need to plug in a little bit.
So my wife already started talking about, how would we do it here? What if it rains? What if it's this? What if that? So she's going through the process of figuring out how we would do that, right? And so I'm excited about some new things, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking maybe should I get a truck that's electric, or do I get a car? As I get older, I'm thinking those trucks are hard to get in and out of those shopping centers.
Oh yeah,
and out of the parking garage. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the process of getting into the recycling mentality.
Okay.
Which is, so you're in your house, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people have 1 or 2 cans, depending, all right?
Right.
So how does it go from the garbage cans
mm-hmm.
in your kitchen,
right,
to making it so that you don't have to do it twice, meaning go through your garbage?
Oh yeah, no.
So what's the process?
Well, at my house, I actually have, like newer kitchens, they have a place where you have your garbage and you can put it like right in the cabinet on the bottom or something like that. Well, I made that my recycling because I didn't want my garbage in my cabinets. So I have a garbage can in the kitchen, regular, little one with the top that goes like that. And then I have the little pull-out drawer kind of for my recycling. I have a bag in there. It's actually one of the old Publix ones that were made out of material, and I just put my bottles and cans and paper in there.
But that's why I haven't done it yet. I haven't figured out the easy process.
Oh, okay.
Right? So now you have to start with that in mind.
Yeah, you really need a place. Yes.
Yeah, say, okay, we put all the old whatever it is over here, that's fine. Then when we take it out, put that one in the blue and that one in the green.
Exactly.
One. So I know people are using more cardboard.
Yeah, has it come to your house today yet?
We have a little contest around here. Who gets the most boxes? So I think we now count both boxes.
Okay.
The box that's inside of the box that's outside.
Oh yeah.
All right. And then all right. And everybody gets tons of boxes that they're used for shipping,
Right.
and then the lifespan for most of us, it's over.
Right.
Right. So what do we do with all these boxes?
Yeah.
Tell us how we rip the cardboard.
Oh, well, you don't have to rip it. I mean, you don't. You could like flatten it. All you need to do is flatten it. And you could step on it carefully. You want to maybe hold the side of a table. You don't want to go down. But if you step on it, depending on the size of the box, you do need to flip. It needs to fit inside your blue container.
And when they put it in there, you don't want it's tough to do it without it hitting the edges, but you don't want to jam all that stuff in there because it gets harder to get it out.
Right, because when the truck comes to empty it, okay, so the grabber comes out, grabs the cart, and it's gonna indent a little bit. It's gonna just go like that. So if you have a big box in there with a whole bunch of boxes in, it's gonna grab it, dump it, put it back down. Nothing's going to come out because it's all jammed in there. So you need to make sure that.
And that needs to be dry plywood.
Yeah,
plywood.
No, no
cardboard.
plywood, but good point. Yeah, it needs to be dry. We just ask that it be clean and dry.
Right.
The tape's okay. You know, I mean, I suppose there could be like so much tape that it's a problem, but tape is okay.
And so if it's wet, they should put it into the green. If it's dry,
put it into the blue.
Into the blue, right?
Unless you have kitty cats now. My kitty cats there's actually a cartoon that has cats sitting around a table going, we have figured out the way for a cardboard delivery system to the home. So they get boxes every day. And then we take out the old ones, give them a new one.
We do have for our outside kitty cat.
Yeah.
We have a little home for him that's made out of a cardboard box. Right?
Yes.
It goes in there. We have a towel over it so he can hide in there.
Yeah.
So
reduce, reuse, recycle.
All right. Say it again.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Okay, let's talk about reducing. How can the average person reduce that, whatever that is that we should cut back on?
Okay, so the fastest thing I can think of is when you go to the grocery store, if you have your reusable bags, you can always reduce what you're bringing home by just not taking the plastic bags home. Use your own.
So in this whole recycling thing, it seems like quite elementary, which is you have to plan in advance what you're going to do so you don't wind up with that bag in your shelf over there that sits there for 4 months before you go, oh, I guess I'm going to throw these out because we're not using them. Right? When my wife started using them, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, it was like, what are you doing? They're paper bags. The really good part, as we all know, is the guys can go to open up the trunk of the SUV,
right?
And we can get every single bag that the wife has left in there for us. We could get like 5 in each hand.
Right. Yes. You do that too. My husband does that too.
It's a guy thing. Right?
Okay.
Hold them close so it doesn't pull you over.
Yeah.
All right. So, if people want more information about recycling, where can they go?
Oh, okay. That's really important. I want to say it right. So I'm looking because this is easy. We want you to go to miamidade.gov/recycling.
Do you think we can put this up on the screen, Gerald?
miamidade.gov/recycling.
Right.
Or you can call 311, which is the county's answer center, and they will help you.
They are pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
totally amazing, actually.
Yes. And when I know it's not in your part of the business, but when I was using it for bulk waste pickup, right? First I went to the site.
Yeah.
The size, they tell you how many times they can come out. The size, what to do exactly. I call them up. Very, very good, and they're very professional.
Yes.
And the county's done a good job with that.
How nice! Thank you for saying that.
And let's talk about keeping the bay clean.
Oh.
Right? So we have, of course, those people that dump the balloons.
Oh my gosh!
And
yes.
It's going to look over here. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a blue can.
Look at that's the one we're talking about.
All right, Gerald, can we show that?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the screen?
Yeah, on the screen. Yeah.
Okay.
You working it? Okay.
It's coming.
If somebody's blue or green can is damaged, right, what should they do?
Easy. Call 311.
All right, and you tell them.
And tell them that my recycling cart or my garbage cart is damaged. And look, there's the recycle right. That's so cool.
All right. Recycle, and it goes reviews right there.
Bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, and cartons.
How many times you said that? When you go home, do you say that?
It like goes through my head.
And then we have recycling for businesses. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, in Miami-Dade County, there's an ordinance that says every multifamily and commercial establishment must have a recycling program. Now, Miami-Dade County doesn't provide that program, but you can, call a private company, and there's many.
Yes.
And I would suggest calling several to get a good price, but they will provide recycling for your multifamily or commercial
That's great.
establishment.
What else can we find out up here? Can you scroll up a little bit? If somebody has this happens to be at the city, I guess, because you put in the zip code. So
okay.
So the recycling is for customers of Miami-Dade County.
Right. If we
And-
provide your garbage service, you definitely have us for your recycling. But we actually have 9 cities that have an interlocal agreement with us.
Thank you, Gabriel. Gerald.
Thanks, Gerald. That have an interlocal agreement with us where we actually provide their recycling.
So if somebody doesn't have a blue, do most people have blue cans?
I think most people do, but I'm trying. There are cities that might have different colors for their cans, but if you call 311, they'll be able to tell you who picks up your recycling.
If they have a green can,
Garbage can.
they have
Right.
an arrangement, or either you're in the county or that they have an arrangement with the city.
Right.
If somebody wants the recycling and they don't have a blue thing yet, they can either call their city or 311 and they'll deliver it.
And if they're not sure, call 311 because they'll tell you. They'll tell you, oh, we don't provide that service. That service is provided by your city.
I was watching a commercial the other day, show a guy trying to start his lawnmower.
Yeah.
And you see the first part, his arm comes off, it's laying on the ground.
No, I didn't see that.
And they said, it's as powerful as a gas mower. I can tell you that. I always wondered, I equated battery with not operating as fast.
Right.
And then it was simple. They just said, and it's good for an hour. Because I fathomed 10 years ago how terrible that would be. But we run out of gas, and you would go to wherever you have the gas.
Right.
And it's really amazing how, because we're all used to batteries on everything.
Right.
We're just used to it now,
Yeah,
right?
Right. We plug our phones in. We plug everything in.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. So to just remind people, at the facility in Doral, where the trash gets burnt, all right, creates steam, creates electricity. The building is based upon
is powered by that electricity.
and then also the city of Homestead.
Yeah, like 35,000
It's a
homes
big
or
deal.
something. It really is.
So I understand that besides the one truck so far that's electric, I understand that's all that stuff is on the map.
It is.
And that is very neat, right?
You know what? It's a good time to be in garbage. I mean, oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
Does your husband know you're this excited about garbage?
Yeah, he really does. He married me anyway.
All right. So we got a couple of things wrapped up. If somebody wants to find out more, they can go to 311. They can go to the website.
Right. Miamidade.gov/recycling.
Right. Now that this school year's over, in September might be our first really happy school year.
Yes.
Right. Will the county be involved in intra-school classes concerning recycling?
We get invited to like career days and stuff, and we always go. And there really hasn't been a way for us to, unless a teacher invites us into the classroom to talk, there really isn't a way for us to do that so much. And there is so much going on in every classroom. There are so many things that, in all honesty, we used to get invited. When I started in 2008, we went to schools all the time. But as more testing and more different things come up, they just don't have extra time. So they save it for the career days.
So we were talking to some of the good folks over at Sunset High.
Mm-hmm.
They have about 1,200 students. 450 are in the magnet program.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. It's just, and they have different tracks. They got health. They got one in engineering. We talked with it's a lady that heads it up. Only 15% engineers apparently are women.
Yeah.
All right. And they have a class they make robotics.
Oh.
The software and the hardware.
Oh my goodness.
At the school.
Wow. That is the future.
Yes. So when you think about all that, and we see what the traditional teaching that we grew up with, sit in class and
Right.
bother the girls sitting next to you and writing notes to each other, I think that's gone. Right?
It probably is. I mean, they probably text. No, I don't know.
of course. So you've been with the county for how many years?
Whatever 2008 to now
All
is.
right, so been a while. All right. And there's some young person that's looking right at you, and maybe a young lady that's looking at you, say, I want to do that.
Okay.
Right? So what do you suggest for them to do if they say, I want to work for an agency that's involved in recycling and I like that? And what is it you think? We have 5 minutes left. So what do you think that that young person could do to continue exploring it?
Okay. That's great. And we had an intern program before COVID. And so I am looking forward to that starting again. Who knows, maybe next school year. I'm not sure. That's a cool thing. But I went to college, so I graduated from the University of Georgia with a degree in journalism, and I knew I wanted to, rather than like write for a newspaper, and you're never going to believe this, I wanted to talk to people.
No.
Yeah. So I got it. My specialty was public relations. But if you're interested, it's the sciences are amazing. And that's a great place because there's so many new things coming about, not only in recycling, but in solid waste. There's lots and lots of stuff.
Let's look back 30 years. The internet was not quite there,
No.
right? And there's no social media,
Right.
And 50 years before that, there weren't jet engines, right?
Right.
And everything. You can have a phone that you'll be able to put into your pocket, it's smaller,
Yes.
right? And we're going to not just go to the moon, but some guy's going to put a spaceship up there with an astronaut outfit to go around the moon
Right.
over and over. And there will be companies that have billions of customers, all right, that are listening to them. So we don't even know what that future is, right?
It's going to be exciting.
Yes, it's like, wow, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
Right? And so they get an education, they can get involved, all
Yes.
right? Maybe get into the internship program or talk with people that are in the industry, right?
Yes.
And the recycling thing, think about what the county did. They hired Arella Begay to help keep the bay clean.
Yes.
Right. And I think it drives it all home when we saw that on TV with the balloons
Oh,
that were out there. Right?
I'm like yelling at the TV, and of course they're yelling on the TV.
So we're paying a lot more attention. We've seen some of the boats we've been taken out, all right,
Mhm.
of the bay.
Right.
All that stuff matters
It does.
because we have a whole generation that's a lot cleaner about it than we were.
They know more, and thank goodness, because I think that a lot of things that were done weren't done to be bad or mean. They don't know, and so education and information is such an important thing.
And I did want to remind people that the county has security cameras in strategic locations. So when people dump stuff
Illegally.
illegally they're going to get you. They may not get you the first time, but they're going to get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to thank the county for putting up where I know where I'm positive that they're up because it's cleaner. All right. Thank you very much for doing that. And don't chase the people as I did
Right.
one time.
No.
Do not
No.
chase
Just
them.
call the police. Do
Yes.
not do that yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the younger years. Jeanmarie Massa, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me.
Sign us out, right? Look right at that camera and say, see you later.
See you later.